everybody. It's been about a month since I've uploaded anything, and it's been a real hectic month. As you can see, I'm looking at a different tractor right now. This is a 455 I just picked up last weekend. And before we get into that, I'm going to talk about a couple other things here. So basically, if you remember from the last video I made, I'm pretty sure I said something. Actually, no, I didn't say anything in the video, but my dad bought a 318 about a month ago. And basically what happened with it is it was in good shape. It was an 88, and it only had 700 and some hours on it, I believe. 720 is, I think, what it was. And the problem with it is previous owner screwed with the governor a little bit, and it kind of messed the thing up. And we thought, we heard it when we went and looked at it. We figured it was just something simple to fix. And we brought it home, messed with it, and luckily I have my 318. I still have it. I'm not ever getting rid of her. But luckily, we were able to look at the governor setup on that, and basically we put it back to where it was supposed to be. They moved it over a notch, which made a huge difference. And then it still didn't want to run quite right. So we took it to the John Deere dealer and had them look at it a little bit better because they know what they're doing more. And he got it running a little bit better. It ended up being the fuel lines were clogged up. So we brought it home, and what it was doing before is it would overheat. That was before we changed the governor. It overheated. Well, it still was doing that a little bit when we after we brought it home, and it was over revving, which was probably the flyball spacer. But we were having so many issues with it, he just decided to get rid of it, which was kind of a shame because it was in pretty good shape. I'll throw in some pictures of it. It was a nice looking tractor, but unfortunately he just was kind of getting tired of it, not doing what it was supposed to. It just wouldn't run like mine does. So he was getting tired of that. And here's my 318 still. Like I said, I'm not getting rid of her. I haven't mowed with her ran her for like 2 weeks because, well, I ran her 2 weeks to get a mow, and then I used the 455 last week. But the only problem I've had with this lately is my hour meter died, which kind of sucks. But I'll just get a new one of those, and we'll be good to go. Just have to write down I'll probably write down and keep the hour meter, and we'll go from there. But basically, I'll explain that in a second. This is a 1997 John Deere 455 diesel, obviously, and it only has 1,800 hours on it. And I bought this from somebody that we know. My dad actually went to school with him, so we know him really well. And the dash only says 771, basically because it has a new dash on it, and the other one must have quit or something. And I'm only the second owner of this tractor too, which is pretty sweet. It doesn't happen too often. I mean, I guess I'm only the second owner of the 318 too, so that's kind of cool. But it only has 1,800 hours on it, which is nothing for these EMRs. So basically, I got this, and I think I got a pretty good deal on it. And it doesn't leak anything or anything that we've found so far. And basically, what that guy does is, that I bought it from, he goes through them completely before he sells them. He doesn't sell nothing without going through it first. So I knew I got a good machine off of them. And basically what our plan to do with this is we're going to, I'm trying to put the steering wheel back up. Basically what our plan with this is we're going to buy a 3-point hitch for it and ags, and we're going to take this to plow day so that we both have something to plow with. And we'll probably switch back and forth between this and the 318, but that's the plan. And just today I already bought something else for this that I've been looking for a long time. And well, I'll tell you this first. I was supposed to buy about 3 or so weeks ago. I was going to go and buy a 455 with a loader on it out in Ohio, and basically the deal fell through because he was going to buy a Kubota instead for some reason. He just wanted to try something different. And basically, it was the morning that we were going to go up there and to buy it. And basically, the dealer sold the tractor out from under him that he was going to get. So that didn't work out too well for either of us, which kind of sucks. But you know, that's the way it is. So that kind of fell through. So that's why I bought this instead. And like I said, this thing's in nice shape. And it used to have a rear PTO on the back, as you can see. It has a new cover on there because they took it out, but I really don't need that anyway, so it doesn't bother me too much. So the other thing is, I've been wanting to get a tractor with a loader on it, and I've been trying to get one for the 318 for quite a few years, and that never happens. And basically, I stumbled across this the other day. So that's right. I bought a 40 loader today already, and this thing's in really nice shape. This is a 1999, and it's in really good shape for its age. So, and it still has all the original stickers on it. Check this out. It still has the original hose wrap, as far as I know. And look at all the lines. I mean, this thing's, besides just a little bit of paint rust here and there, it's in mint condition. All the hoses, everything. That's what the bracket that goes on the front of the tractor looks like. This is how you install it. You basically, when you have it on the tractor, you just pull this out and drop it down. It's not really that hard. It takes like, once I put all the mounts and stuff on, it'll be like a 3-minute job. It'll be simple. But it's a quick park loader, obviously. But the guy said it doesn't leak anything. It doesn't leak down. The tractor this came off of was a 445. And basically, the guy that owned it only had like a 1/4 acre. So he had a 445 and this on a 1/4 acre. Well, the only thing he used it for was during the wintertime moving snow and a little bit of mulch. So this thing's had an easy life. And probably it has like 50 hours or so on it. As you can see, the bucket's like mint. I'm assuming it's never been repainted. It might have been. Hard to tell. But I don't think it has, to be honest. But this thing's in like perfect condition. It even has the spot to hold the hoses when it's in park mode, which is kind of neat. But he just dropped it off about 2 hours ago now, and we got it off. That's what the chain hoist is there for. We took it off that way, and it worked pretty good. And what it came with was you have to have a valve in the tractor, a special one, a relief valve, so it doesn't overpressurize the pump. So that's what this is here. And as you can see, it came with a weight box, and which is pretty neat. Usually you don't see the weight boxes too often, but it's in decent shape. Got some junk in there, but you don't really see that. And I got the these are the mounting plates right here, and I think it's this one. There's a nut you stick in there, in this part of it. And he also gave me this is to go on the tractor to hold the hoses, which was nice of him. And it basically goes up under here. Up under here on a motor mount, so that way it holds the hoses. But whenever he was here looking at it, he deals in this type of thing all the time, so he knows what he's talking about. He said he sells like 50 of these tractors, if not more, a year, and quite a few 40 loaders a year. So he said this thing probably more likely had a loader on it before I bought it. This is part of it right here showing. You can see the wear. This is where that one the front part of the mount goes. You can see the wear around that, so that is an indication. It's on both sides. And the fact that it has, I mean, it sounds dumb, but this sticker apparently only came on the ones that had the loaders on them. So, and this thing has the lockout valve, or is it? You're not gonna be able to see, but right here where my hand is. So you just turn that in so that you can tilt the bucket the way you're supposed to, which is pretty sweet. So that's another indication it probably already had a loader on it. So all we're gonna have to do is I'm gonna probably sand these down today and repaint them, because since these stay on the tractor all the time, year round, grass and stuff sits on top of them and they rust a little bit. So I'll just probably sand them down and shoot them with some green, primer and paint them green again, and then I can put them on. But I'm gonna start doing some of the other small things today with it. Like, you have to take the fenders off to put that valve in. But he said doing everything, like including if I would put those on today, is about a 2-hour job. And the loader comes off in 3 minutes after that. So it's like extremely simple, and I can't wait to use this thing. It's gonna be a fun thing to use. We're gonna use it a good bit, especially right off the bat. Over here is, it needs to be cleaned out a little bit. We're gonna be redoing our driveway here in front of this building. So we're gonna use this to dig out a little bit and grade it a little bit. Then we have a pile of rock, and there's a pile of dirt back there, which we dug out around our building here and put a drain in. So that's what that dirt's from. So we need to spread the dirt around somewhere, and then that rock's gonna go to the front of the driveway. Maybe start doing it because it's really low there. So, but this should make life a little bit easier, and it's just an awesome thing to have. These things are probably eventually going to be really rare and hard to find. So it wasn't cheap, but it'll be worth it in the long run. So that's basically about it. The cool thing is that's the plate that when you pull this, that's what locks on. I'm almost positive it actually locks onto the bumper. That's the cool thing, that it already has a weight bracket built into it. So these tires are loaded too. I found out the other night. I took the valve out and pushed it a little bit, and some beet juice came out, so they're loaded already. So that would be a big deal. The extra weight doesn't hurt nothing with that being on there. Plus, I'll put this on the back, and I'm pretty sure cinder blocks will fit in there. So I'll put some cinder blocks in there, plus probably the 40-pound or 42-pound suitcase weights. I'll lay them on top somehow, and that should be plenty of weight. So I can't wait to use this stuff more. Like I said, I've mowed with this once last week, so it's just been a real crazy month. But this is what we're gonna have from now on. Is that my dad's getting rid of the L110, I think. Probably use it a few more times just to use some of the gas. But this thing's only got 300 hours on it. It's due for a service, but it's only got 300 hours on it. That's all it has. So should be able to get a little bit out of it. And since me and him are actually sharing this tractor technically, he's going to get the tires and the 3-point for it, so, which is nice. The other thing this needs, it needs new taillight lenses. This one's actually cracked. That's part of the reason. All the lights do work, which is nice. And I'll open the hood here. You gotta be kind of careful with these a little bit, but you just take it, pull it forward, it comes up like that, and then from there you can open it, and that's it. But it still has the original. I need to clean under here a little bit more. Original service stuff. But here's a little EMR, 22 horsepower, 3-cylinder. This thing runs great. It doesn't burn or use oil, which the guy that was here when he dropped the loader off, like I said, he sells like 50 of these a year at least, he said. And he said he sold them with 5,000, 6,000 hours on them already. And they still run like a champ. So if you take care of them, they'll take care of you. That's what's anything. It doesn't matter what it is. So I plan to have this tractor for many years. And the other plan with having this is the 318 is going to get repainted here in the very near future, which would be great. I can't wait to see what this thing looks like all painted up and in good shape again. So that's probably the other reason why this came about, is because of the 318 is gonna be getting redone, and she deserves it. She's losing a lot more paint now, and I can't wait to see that thing all done. But the mower deck on this thing is extremely easy to come off. I know I keep jumping back and forth. I don't know why I do that, but it's probably not a good thing to do. But as long as I keep stuff straight, it shouldn't be too bad. All you have to do to take this deck off, pretty much, is you lower the deck all the way down as far as you can. You turn the back wheels to the side and the gauge wheels, and then all you do is pull this out. Which, when you do that, it flips down, and you can take the mounting piece off the front. And then you unhook these back here, and then you pick the arms back up again and unhook the drive shaft, and you have to drag this 300-pound thing out from underneath, which is not fun, but it's doable. That's the hardest part, is just getting it out of there. So, and after that's when a lot of people leave them on when they use the loader, which, okay. I don't know why, because look how wide that thing is. The loader is about as wide as the tractor is. So if you want a nice, thin, small profile or small footprint, then you had that off so you can get into smaller spots. That's just my idea of it. And that's what I'll probably end up doing. You don't need any more weight on the thing than you already need, so it just makes sense to me. But I guess I'll hop on here and I'm not taking it out of the building. I'll just run her in here. It won't be too bad. But it runs good and everything. So here we go. I say it doesn't have the sound that the 318 does, but it still sounds good. And as you can see, it runs really well, and it smokes when you start it up. I think that's just the way these things are. No emissions or anything, obviously, but that's good. I don't like that crap. That's why I have something like that. But anyways, runs good and sounds good. It does vibrate a little bit, but it's not really that bad actually. It could be a lot worse. But when it's wide open, it's smooth. So I hope to do a mowing video with this here in the near future. Whenever it might be this time I do it. It's like I'm not gonna mow today because it's supposed to rain, and our yard doesn't quite need it yet anyway. But I hope to do a video here soon to mow with it, and we'll go from there. So I hope you all enjoyed this video, and hopefully in the near future you're going to get to see all this stuff in action a little bit more. You don't see too many videos of 40 loaders being used too much for some reason, especially on there's only one on well, there's actually 2 videos with a 455 with a loader on it. The one the guy's using it, but he has music playing over it, and the other one's just being shown for sale. So I'm going to try to do different shots of using them, so just like I said, you don't see that too often, and they're pretty cool things to see, really. I mean, the amount of engineering and all that into this is pretty impressive. To be able to fit all this onto something that size and still have good lift capacity is pretty sweet. So this can lift a good bit. I think it's maybe, I think to the pin it's only 250 or something like that. But that's all the way up. I mean, I think it's like 650, 700, something like that when it's lower. But if you put that valve in the back, I think it has 1 shim in it, from what I remember seeing before. Yeah, it's only got 1 shim. So that might increase it. What that does is it increases the PSI, so it might be maybe 1,000 PSI at idle and something like that, and like 1,100 at full throttle. So it should be able to lift plenty for what the tractor can handle. Because if you lift too much, it's going to lift the back end off the ground. So it should be perfect for what it is. So, and basically all you have to do to run this is, when it's on the front, it's just these 2 levers. This is, right now it's the mower deck, and it'll be the bucket curl, and then that's the up and down for the boom. And you might be able to hear it, but when you push it all the way, that's float. So you can grade with this. And you're able to buy teeth and put on these too, and then when you put teeth on, they really dig really good. So right now this is just more set up for grading. It will dig a little bit, but not much as far as depth, but it'll work good for right now. Grabbing rock isn't going to be too hard for it. So basically that's about it, and this is a long video, I know, but I just wanted to update you a little bit on everything. So I hope you all enjoyed this video, and stay tuned for more. And thanks for watching.